finding your way to your seats. You guys deserve a pat on the back. Welcome, everybody, to the 8th Annual New York Video Game Awards. I am your public address announcer. I am the voice of God. This is the biggest awards show yet. How about a round of applause first for Harold Goldberg and the entire NYVGA and Critics Circle crew. How great is this? And how great is our host for the evening? He's a comedian and a writer for The Daily Show with Trevor Noah. Please welcome to the stage, Devin Delaquanti.
Hello. Hello. Oh my God, look at all your beautiful faces. Good evening. Welcome to the 8th Annual New York Video Game Awards. I will be your host for the evening, and I'm very excited to be here with all of you and celebrate the best in games from 2018. Yeah, let's make a big round of applause for the nominees, first of all, right? Look, they work on these games for like 5 years, so you got to do better than that. Big round of applause for the nominees. There you go. They get this one night out, and then they go back to a windowless room for 5 more years, so give them a lot of energy throughout the night. This is my 3rd year hosting, and what an incredible year for games, right? Wasn't this great? And look, I know I say that every year, but in my defense, those other years I was lying. I mean, Pokemon Go, we thought Pokemon Go was a great game. We just didn't have sunlight for years. We hadn't been outside. That's why we thought Pokemon Go was a great game. This past year, I did not go outside at all. That's how good the games were. And I was in Midgard, in God of War. I was in Blackwater in Red Dead Redemption 2. Make some noise for Red Dead. I was in ancient Greece in Assassin's Creed. Why would I go outside into gross pea-soaked New York City when I can be Spider-Man and swing around pristine, beautiful New York City? Right? The graphics in that game are better than my eyes. Why would I go outside? Plus, you can barely smell the pee when you're that high above New York City. Gaming was so good this year that video games are now labeled as an addiction by the World Health Organization. Right? That's real. That is real. And let's be honest, if you work at the World Health Organization, video game addiction is the assignment that you want to get. It's like, okay, Greg, you're going to fight Ebola in West Africa, and Tim, you're going to Connecticut to get some teens to put down Super Smash Brothers. And go. It's ridiculous. There are actually some people who went into treatment for Fortnite addiction. That's pretty serious. And in Fortnite rehab, they give you methadone of PUBG. That's the methadone for Fortnite addicts. I do hope you enjoyed tonight's ceremony. The whole team has been working like rock stars on this, 100-hour weeks. You know, it's very good. This is my 3rd time hosting, and I do this because I love video games. And if you don't believe me, just know that they're paying me in GameStop store credit. And a big hello to everyone watching on Twitch. Make some noise. Let them know we're here. Let them know we out here. We want you to know from the bottom of our heart that we will never read your comments. So, also, for those of you who pre-ordered tonight's event, you've unlocked me in 3 additional outfits. John, can we throw those up? There you go. You got me as a scuba diver, me or snorkel, me as a cowboy, and then me as the punk rock Spider-Man, which is great. Isn't that fun? And technically, that's a real photo of me because the Spider-Verse is infinite. All right? We could have any Spider-Man. We could have, like, the marvelous Mrs. Spider-Maisel. We don't know. She leaves her husband to go be Spider-Man. That'd be great. Amazon should get on that. And Marvel Spider-Man, like, one of my favorite games of the year. Make some noise if you love that game. Right? That game, New York in that game was so realistic. I spent the first 3 hours waiting for the L train. It was wonderful. I loved that you could fight in that game villains like the Rhino and Shocker, or you could ignore all that like I did and just collect backpacks, which is a thing. Spider-Man had 55 backpacks, which, what teenager has that many spare backpacks? I think you give away your secret identity when you order 55 backpacks off of Amazon. Like, Aunt May might not know that you're Spider-Man, but Alexa definitely knows. Spider-Man was fun and funny, but I thought Peter Parker had some pretty intense attitudes towards drug crime, right? Like, imagine if you're trying to do like a little bit of weed on the street and buy it, and then all of a sudden Spider-Man swings down and starts wailing on you with grenades. Like, what the hell, Spider-Man? It's for my glaucoma. I mean, like, Batman hating drugs, I get. Batman is this old billionaire fascist. But, like, Peter Parker is a broke teenager from Queens. He's in the DSA. Like, I feel like he's got 55 backpacks and an Ocasio-Cortez tote bag. Does that make sense? Why would he hate drug crime? Doesn't make sense to me. There was also Red Dead Redemption 2. Amazing game. So beautiful. If you haven't played it, it's this gorgeous, wide-open Old West story full of betrayal and killing and sex. So it's like Westworld for people who don't want to pay for HBO. That open world is so fun and exciting, and you can do, I just did all these things that I can't do in real life, like rob a train or grow a good beard. You know? Look at that. That's from the game. He looks like Old West Gritty, doesn't he? Like, that's my favorite. And the graphics in Red Dead were great. The graphics made my TV feel like it was from 1891. The controls were tough, though. Why would you make the button for talking to someone the same as the button for pulling your gun out? Like, in what world do you, like, have a real-life scenario where half the time you're trying to have a friendly conversation and you just accidentally start a huge fight for no reason? Like, basically Twitter. It was like the Twitter experience. And I can't tell you how many times, like, with my horse, I accidentally, like, grazed a woman with a parasol, and she fell down, and then I was in a gunfight with the entire town. I just knock her over, suddenly it's Tombstone, and everyone is shooting at me. Red Dead is so big and beautiful, but honestly, I just spend all of my time playing poker and dominoes. Because there's like for those of you who haven't played, there's like little mini games. Rockstar does that in all of their games, which is great. In Grand Theft Auto, you have that. You have like golf and tennis and yoga. And I feel like Grand Theft Auto 6 is just going to do that, where you'll be planning a heist and it'll be like, all right, we're all ready for the bank robbery. But first, a quick round of Settlers of Catan. I know I got a stolen Lamborghini, but who's willing to trade sheep for wheat? The one game that can be a board game right now is Fortnite. Make some noise for Fortnite. Maybe some people are playing it right now, who knows? Fortnite became so huge, there's a Fortnite Monopoly. That's real. That is by far the most disappointing Christmas gift that anyone got this year. It's for all those dads who half pay attention. We're like, oh, I kept hearing you talk about Fortnite, so here it is. On the plus side, that's the only way someone over 25 will win a match in Fortnite. Fortnite, of course, is facing a ton of lawsuits right now for all the dancing from 2 Milli and Alfonso Ribeiro was Carlton and the Backpack Kid. Which is weird, yet Call of Duty Black Ops steals Fortnite's entire game. Nothing. No lawsuits. One person. So yeah, 2 million. Wait, Backpack Kid's probably Spider-Man, right? We probably just cracked that code? I think we figured it out. All right. Oh wait, this next joke, I know there's some kids around. This next joke is rated M. So if your parents are here, just close your ears, whatever, but don't make eye contact with them. Fair warning. All right. Because this was also the year that Stormy Daniels told us that the president's penis looks like Toad from Super Mario Brothers. Hand to God, that was in her autobiography. Kids also don't read her autobiography, I guess. Probably not. That's the best. It must be very disappointing when that penis tells you that your NDA is in another castle. You know what I mean? It's bad. Now I'm worried that Russia has a secret Nintendo Wii tape. Also, I don't know if you saw, but there's a video game about dating Supreme Court justices. That's real, too. I know. It's not a combat game, but Ruth Bader Ginsburg's health is still at 15%, so hang on, girl. Hang on. Then there's the game I'm playing right now, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which, if you look, it gives me the opportunity to be every character from every video game ever. It's amazing. Like, look at all those characters. It's like Ready Player One, but actually fun to watch, you know? Super Smash Bros. Also gave me the opportunity to make the Wii Fitness Trainer a playable character, which is great because nothing gives me more pleasure than making her do shit that she doesn't want to do. I'm like, oh, remember all those lunges? Well, guess what? Now you're fighting Solid Snake. The one sad thing was that to promote Smash Brothers, Nintendo killed Luigi. I don't know if you guys... Yeah, it was a bummer. I thought it was a little rough they did it with a fatality, though. I just, you know... A little tough. When they do eventually add the Mortal Kombat characters to Super Smash Brothers, I feel like that's going to be some very awkward like meetings in HR with Scorpion, you know, when they have to teach him how to fight. They'll be like, yeah, Scorpion, I need to talk to you. You ripped out Kirby's spine? I didn't even know Kirby had a spine. You can't do that. He's like, all right, well then how do you win the game? It's like, you knock them off and they fall. It's friendly. Is there like a pit of spikes where they like get impaled? No, yeah, I mean, they die, probably, but we, like, clap for each other at the end. It's friendly. So there's no death and impaling. No, you know, Scorpion, you're on probation. I'm sorry. No, I need this job. It's hard out there in the gig economy. Scorpion's Uber driving after that. Sad. Another terrific game this past year was Hitman 2. Did anybody play Hitman 2? So the plot of Hitman 2 is based around super cocaine. A cartel that sells super cocaine. Who tries cocaine and is like, this should be a lot stronger? Like, work your way up, extra strength cocaine, then super cocaine. Super cocaine is how I feel anytime I play Fortnite. Does that make sense? I'm like, I'm in a gunfight with 99 people, but hang on while I build this treehouse. Makes sense. Speaking of drugs, this year we got Tetris Effect. It's pretty cool. It's a beautiful combination of Tetris and that screensaver you accidentally turn on in iTunes. It looks like you're on acid. Like, imagine telling your friends, like, bro, last night I got so high, I paid $40 for Tetris. This was also the year of Fallout 76, which was the first massive multiplayer Fallout game. And as soon as other players started talking, I understand why they nuked that world. It really keeps the 50s feel of Fallout, only instead of the jazz, it's all the homophobia and misogyny that you hear from people over the headset. It's fun. The SJWs up here love it. It's just going great, just so you know. Another great game this year, Monster Hunter World. Big fans, or as I call it, the Robert Mueller investigation. Yeah. I didn't take out any dinosaurs, but I did subpoena T-Rex's tax returns, so, you know, not all bad. There are some exciting games coming up in 2019, too. We've got a new Wolfenstein New Order, which is pretty good. It's playing that as the closest I'll ever get to being in Antifa, so yeah, it's pretty fun. A couple movies coming out this year. We've got Sonic the Hedgehog, which is exciting. And then they're making a movie of Dance Dance Revolution. Yeah, that's real. They're making a movie of that, which actually, Dance Dance Revolution are the 3 policy positions of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Dance, revolution. Pretty good. Yeah, there you go. She might be watching on Twitch, guys. We don't know. She's in every nook and cranny of the internet. She could be tweeting at us right now. We don't know. This year, we might also get Death Stranding. I don't know if you guys know that, from Hideo Kojima. That's a game where Norman Reedus is stranded alone as the last decent cast member of The Walking Dead. It was also designed by the brilliant Hideo Kojima. And I don't know if you guys saw this, but Kanye West was actually tweeting at Hideo Kojima this year. Did you see this? These are real. What? Put those up? Yeah. Heard Hideo Kojima's in New York. We need to meet. Does anyone know where he is now? Contact him. Hideo, let's please meet today. That's real. He did that in December, which is, like, I guess it makes sense because Kanye West is the only person who makes less sense than a Metal Gear Solid game. Like, if you try to explain the plot of a Metal Gear game to your friend, you sound like Kanye West. You're like, I'm fighting a secret private army with robot dinosaurs that have nukes, huh? I got this bikini lady assassin who can't speak English because of the disease. We won because I have invisible clothes and a chicken hat and I hid in a cardboard box. That's all real Metal Gear plot, by the way. Lastly, I want to say it was an exciting year outside of games. My wife and I welcomed a son. Thank you. It's been very exciting. That is the only similarity that I have to Kratos from God of War, having a son. Although Kratos did teach me a lot about being a father, specifically what makeup I should wear, which, you know. I don't look like that, do I? Is that... John, I don't... All right, it's fine. All right, well, you know. Also, Kratos in God of War used to be this like super aggressive killer. Now he has to become a sensitive father. It's like he's a Gillette commercial. I did learn a lot about fatherhood from God of War, though. And for those of you who haven't played it, Kratos, he's a sort of unlikely father, and it's very serious. And, his wife died, but they're, going to, dispose of her ashes at the top of this mountain. It's very, serious and dramatic. But the relationship between Kratos and Atreus, I feel like it was fun. I feel like that God of War was so good, I feel like it could be a CBS sitcom. You know what I mean? In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if you saw this coming to TVs this fall.
From the network that brought you The Big Bang Theory and 2.5 Men comes a new comedy about Kratos. He's a god killer with some anger issues. Now, he's about to find out that his toughest foe
Found some.
is fatherhood.
I'm a god boy.
Whatever.
But if they're gonna survive together,
What'd you find?
he'll need to lay down the law.
You want me to hate?
I want you to try.
Not dead, not dead! Ow! What are you...
Try again.
Why are you doing that?
Too slow. Until our journey is over, one of us must remain focused.
Together, they'll make fun new friends.
First, you need to cut off my head.
Wait, what? There's the mountain! Let's go!
Not yet.
Have plenty of big adventures.
See?
And they'll even find some surprises along the way. Because this quest will test his strength.
You're all right.
I am all right.
And the boy
Come.
will test his patience.
Get in the boat, boy. Come, boy. Stay back, boy. Wait, boy. Steady, boy. You do not know everything, boy. This fight is mine, boy. Mind your tongue, boy. Get out of here, boy. Boy.
Boy, read this. Boy, what's that say?
Dad of War, Mondays at 9 on CBS.
All right, are you guys ready to present some awards? Let's do it. Make some noise. Come on. Here to present the Raging Bull Award for Best Fighting Game, please welcome from Tom's Guide, Mike Andronico, and from ESPN, Imad Khan.
So 2018 was an incredible year for fighting games. We saw the return of Soul Calibur, we got the biggest Smash Brothers game ever, and we got an incredible Dragon Ball game that has more Gokus than we'll ever possibly need.
But it's not just more characters that we got. We also got really great mechanics to sink our teeth into, and we got a character creator that gave us nightmare SpongeBob recreations that no civilized society should ever accept.
And with that said, here are our nominees for the Raging Bull Award for Best Fighting Game. Soul Calibur 6,
BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle,
Dragon Ball FighterZ,
Street Fighter V Arcade Edition,
Mario Tennis Aces,
and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
and the winner is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Hello, everyone. My name is PJ. I'm from Nintendo, and Kirby is my main. Thank you very much for this award. When we set out to make Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, we set out to make the biggest Super Smash Bros. Game ever. More fighters, more stages, more music, and a lot of time and effort went into making it the game that it turned out to be. So hopefully everybody can enjoy it for a very long time. On behalf of Nintendo, Mr. Sakurai and his team, thank you so much for this award.
And we're back.
So, 2018 proved to be another excellent year for esports. Players from RTS to fighters not only won across multiple competitions, but absolutely dominated. Nominees for like NC Esports, Juna Cyril Satola made major upsets in StarCraft space, becoming the first non-Korean player to win the WCS global finals to New York Excelsior's Sungkyun Jonak Bang, winning MVP twice in 1 year.
And all of these players showed incredible poise under pressure, made incredible comebacks, and just gave us some of the most exciting competitive action of 2018. So who's our winner, Ahmad?
This year's winner will be Echo Fox's Dominic Sonic Fox McLean. Unfortunately, Sonic Fox will not be here to accept the award, nor was he or Echo Fox able to give us a video to present, which is unfortunately a first in our 8-year history. But we wish him a very successful 2019, and we know he'll do great things.
Yeah. Congratulations, Sonic Fox.
One more time for Smash Brothers as well. Kirby is my main as well. Best choice. Also, Super Mario Tennis is a fighting game? I feel like tennis is only a fighting game when it's between Serena and a French referee, you know? Here to present the Central Park Children's Zoo Award for Best Kids Game, please welcome from Super Parent Libby Ackerman, and both from CNET, Dan Ackerman and Scott Stein.
All right. Hey, everyone. So these are the games that your kids are playing when they're not playing Fortnite, Roblox, or Minecraft.
Or watching videos of Fortnite, Roblox, or Minecraft.
Yeah.
The nominees are Nintendo Labo Variety Pack, Yoku's Island Express, Lego DC Supervillains, Starlink Battle for Atlas Moss, and Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. Oh.
And the winner is
Here we go.
Fortnite. Just kidding.
Nintendo Labo Variety Pack.
Look at that. Another one. Congratulations.
Okay,
There you
thanks
go.
a lot. Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Does this make me a Nintendo guy? Okay, so there were some kids in the audience, I hope. Somebody to celebrate this one? Yeah, maybe? Woo! Okay, so Nintendo Labo, quite a journey for us. Nintendo Labo kit starts with opening the kit, the joy in your face, looking and saying, okay, what do I have here? The determination to put that Joy-Con together, the end results of that Toy-Con creation, bringing it and connecting it with the Nintendo Switch in things like the fishing pole, house, RC car, and then looking at what other creations can come out of Nintendo Labo. What I love about Labo is it really is a collaborative project with not just kids, but other people as well, including their parents. We are very excited to see not just what Nintendo Labo has done, but also all the things that have been created from Nintendo Labo. So on behalf of Nintendo and the EPD team, thank you very much for this award.
All right. Up next, we have the Freedom Tower Award for Best Remake. So please welcome from Polygon, Sumit Sarkar, and from Unwinnable, Sarah Clements.
All right. Hello, everyone. So, in video games, as in Hollywood, everything old is new again. Now, nobody wants a shot-for-shot remake of a movie. That's not exactly what you get in games either. But an update of a classic game gives developers a chance to deliver not merely a fresh coat of paint, but, thanks to the power of modern hardware, a more fully realized experience that evokes the way we remember these games in our minds. So here are the nominees for Best Remake.
Shadow of the Colossus, Bayonetta 1 and 2, Spyro Reignited Trilogy, Diablo 3 for the Nintendo Switch, Yakuza Kiwami 2, SNK 40th Anniversary Collection. And the winner is...
Shadow of the Colossus.
I'm Marco Thrush, president of Bluepoint Games, and I just want to express our gratitude at being chosen for the Best Remake Award. We are honored to have been considered among the other fine development teams and their contributions to preserving entertainment classics for future generations of gamers. Bluepoint is fortunate to have had the opportunity to work on such a recognizable and cherished game. Also, we'd like to offer appreciation to our friends and partners at Sony, as well as everyone involved with the New York Games Critics Circles and their dedication to continuing community involvement. From everyone at Bluepoint Games, thank you!
Yeah. One more time for the video of the Shadow of the Colossus. Okay. Nice. All right, up next, we've got Best World, the Statue of Liberty Award. So to present, please welcome from Geek.com, Jordan Miner, and from GQ.com, Joshua Rivera.
Best World.
Yeah, give it up for Worlds. Definitely not this one. Which is funny because some of these worlds aren't that great when you really think about it.
Yeah, in Red Dead Redemption 2, you're a cowboy.
And like they all die, like consumption.
In Minute, you walk around this world confused for 1 minute.
And then you die.
In Far Cry 5, you're trying to escape from this apolitical religious death cult.
And then everybody dies.
So this is the Statue of Liberty Award for Best World. Nominees are God of War, Minute, Monster Hunter World, Far Cry 5, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Oh yeah, I can do this. And the winner is.
Is it there? Is it missing again?
No, it's really Red Dead Redemption 2.
On behalf of the entire team worldwide, I'd like to thank Harold and the Video Game Critics Circle Award, Critics Circle, and it was such a huge year for games. But one of the things that we always try and do with our games is we think about them as like we try and make them as much places to visit as they are games to play, and we hope that Red Dead 2 went some way to achieving that. Once again, thank you for everybody. Thanks to all the fans who bought the game and for everyone here for supporting us. Thank you very much.
That was great. The last time I played Red Dead 2, I was at Horseshoe Overlook, because I'm not very far yet, right? Yeah, shout out to Horseshoe Overlook, right? There you go. In the camp. And I looked out, and there was a double rainbow that just showed up. And I thought, like, what kind of world you remember that Hawaiian video where it's like, oh my God, it's a double rainbow. Like, that was me alone in front of my TV, like, oh, it's happening. It's so beautiful. Long beard, weeping, whole thing. All right, next up we have the award for Best Rookie Esports Team. So to present, please welcome Kamari Rennis, Ronald Gordon, and Isaac Espinoza. Come on up here. Nice.
Good evening, everyone. We have a special award for this evening. It's for Best Esports Rookie Team.
Nyx Gaming came from nowhere. They started at the bottom of the playoffs. No one expected them to win the 2K NBA League championships. No one at all. But they won everything.
Yes. Let's give a hand to Nyx Gaming for their excellent inaugural season.
I want to first off by saying that this award would not have been possible without a very special group of guys who unfortunately could not be here tonight. So to my amazing teammates Nate, Mark, Eric, Idris, and Davon, thank you for making this one of the best years of my life, and I wish you guys could be here with me tonight to celebrate. I also want to say thank you to our coach, Kyle Rudy, for always believing in us, and to the city of New York. We did it. We brought a championship back home to this amazing city. So to the New York Knicks organization and to the MSG family, KB, and Jerry Ferrara and Claire and Mallory and Devin and even our family and networks, Gene and Daniela, thank you so much for being there with us every step of the way. And last but not least, the managing director, Brendan Donahue, for making the NBA 2K League what it is today and turning that dream into reality. So New York Video Game Awards, thank you so much. Thank you.
Now I want a parade, like if the Knicks actually won. That would be amazing. Just have you go down past the garden, rub it in. Although with the Knicks, now you're wanted in Turkey. That's. One of the best parts of this show is that we get some sneak peeks at new games, some games that might be up here next year. And so our first trailer is making its world premiere right here tonight. You guys are going to love it. And here to intro the video, please welcome the creator of the new game Treachery in Beatdown City, Sean Alexander Allen.
Hey. So this game's been in development for a very long time. There was a Kickstarter about 5 years ago, and thank you to everybody for that. And you may have actually seen it again recently in Travis Strikes Again. I have a nice T-shirt in there. Thank you to Suda, who I got to meet, like one of my heroes, about in 2010. And I used to work on trailers at Rockstar, and so if you've seen this game before, you've never seen it quite like this.
Yeah. They call me when ninja people attack the street. My president's black and y'all gon' give him back to me. I spend half the week training and doing tournaments. I spar with gangbangers with Yankee shuriken. It's too late now if you out of chances, bro. Your hands is low, gotta hail an ambulance to go. This ain't no slap boxing, we don't pretend to scuffle. I make the whole rule book and still will bend a couple. I fight like big companies over business struggles, or anime heroes do when they friends in trouble. It ain't gotta be noble, I fight for stupid reasons. I find a reason to fight against any human breathing. If I'm on your block, you need to tell a doctor. I'm hella big and I'm about to punch a helicopter. I'm super woke so my eyes open, don't provoke when I'm side scrolling. Street sweeper, peacekeeper, 2 cellulars, 3 beepers. You dignified with a simple mind, and that cash got you all hypnotized. Laptop and on InDesign so they don't watch what they gentrify. Yeah, beat down city, we gon' whoop your ass. Beat down city, we gon' whoop your ass. Beat down city, we gon' whoop your ass.
So we're going to chat about this for a little bit. So tell us a little bit about the game. First of all, it looks amazing. Trailer is fantastic.
Thank you.
Music is great. I remember talking to you last year after the awards, and you handed me a super cool business card that had like the artwork from that game. So yeah, tell us a little bit about the game, what we can expect.
So the game is kind of this dark comedy action thriller tactical brawler. It's like the President Blake Orama gets kidnapped by Ninja Dragon terrorists, and you have to go rescue him.
Now you sound like Kanye. How do you put your spin on the retro side scroll? Like, what are the updated? How did you kind of update it for 2019?
Yeah, so I think the simplest way is like Double Dragon meets Fallout 3, which a lot of people. I also like to say it's like the beat 'em up action RPG wrestling fighting game of your dreams, where a lot of people are like, that doesn't make any sense, and then they play it. Like, I've had a lot of press over the last year. We were in the top 10 indie games at E3 for in Game Informer, which is cool because I worked at EB Games selling Game Informer a long time ago, and then seeing that there. And it's like people touch this game and they're like, everything you say about it does it disservice because when they play it, they're just like, oh man, this is like something completely brand new. You can't just, it's very hard to describe.
Wow. And lastly, who are the rappers in that video? Who did
Oh yeah,
music?
so the starring as the news guy is Open Mike Eagle. He's one of my favorite rappers. Yeah. And we also have, so the chiptune artist Inverse Phase, who was key to founding MagFest, made all the music for the game and actually just had to GoFundMe a RV because he got evicted and he decided to just live on the road. So times are hard, right? And then Mello, who made all the music for Read Only Memories, which many of you may have played, he's gone and started doing a whole lot of his own indie rap. So he makes beats, he makes them on Twitter. Mello Makes on Twitter, and so he actually was working on a fighting game with, and in the credits you could see that Open Mike Eagle he was going to work with him, and I started talking to both of them, and I was like, do you want to make a song for this game? And like Mike owns a Switch, and he was just like, yeah. So we got together and made a song, and we're actually going to be releasing this song on all platforms around the end of the month. Actually, another indie rapper that's a friend of mine is going to be doing a remix to it. Going to be recording it on Friday, so that's cool.
Nice. And when is the game coming out, and how can people stay up to date about it?
So yeah, you can go to beatdowncity.com. You could follow it on Twitter at _beatdown_city, and you could follow me at ANU Challenger, ANU Challenger, where that's basically where I am most of the time. And middle of this year rather, we're really trying. Last year we wanted to put it out and talk to everybody about putting it out, but we decided to add features, and don't do that because then you don't ship your game.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Give it up one more time for Sean Alexander Allen. I go to beatdowncity.com all the time, just, you know. There you go. All right, up next, we've got the award for Best Indie Game. So please welcome the head of the Journalism Award team, Nick Capozzoli, and from Kotaku, Heather Alexandra.
I've got Shuri for this one, so.
Sorry.
We're all getting older. I'm seeing more and more Critic Circle babies running around this year. So I think we're all beginning to appreciate brevity in our video games. That brevity is one of the reasons I love indie games so much. And so in honor of them, and because I'm very sick, I'm not going to drag this on any further.
All right. Short and sweet to the point. I like it. So without further ado, here are the nominees for the Off-Broadway Award for Best Indie Game. Celeste. Dead Cells. Finding Paradise. Donut County. Return of the Obra Dinn. Into the Breach. And Gris. Drum roll, please. Dead Cells. Bruh, your outfit is the bomb! Oh, like, come on, get this on. And get this award.
Congratulations. Hey, how are you doing? Well, thank you very much for the award. I have to say I'm not the best at pitches. But yeah, on the behalf of the whole team, thanks. And yeah, you know, it kind of, well, I'm not good to it. No, but that's really nice thing to have. I mean, mainly because of the way we work, kind of listening to each other and a lot of the community, because the game was kind of built with a lot of feedbacks from the community. So, well, thanks to everyone. That's all I can say. Well, thank you. And I would like to say my cat, because my cat is awesome.
Keep it going. All right. Woo! All right, up next, we have the Writing Award. And one of the nominees for Best Writing this year is the critically acclaimed game Where the Water Tastes Like Wine, which is an adventure game where players wander through Great Depression America. So it answers the question, what if the grapes of wrath was a point-and-click adventure game where you could be Tom Joad, like use gun on Injustice. All right, here to present the Herman Melville Award for Best Writing, please welcome from the PS Best Friends podcast, Jeffrey Mizrahi, and from the Washington Post, Mike Thompson.
Hi there. Writers are the true masochists of the video game industry. There's no project too ill-conceived, no character too out of fashion, and no set piece so unworkable that somewhere a writer wouldn't think, I could probably make that work. And sometimes they're right.
This award is for the games that have excelled in both writing as well as narrative. These games left us as players with meaningful messages, from learning what it means to be better in God of War to how great of an excuse Lumbago is in Red Dead 2.
So, the Herman Melville Award for Best Writing in a Video Game, the nominees are
Red Dead Redemption 2,
God of War,
Thronebreaker, The Witcher Tales,
Where the Water Tastes Like Wine,
and Life is Strange 2, Episode 1, Road.
And the winner is
Red Dead Redemption 2. Congratulations.
Again, thank you to the Critic Circle. Thank you to all the fans out there who actually went out and bought this game. As much as we try to create really detailed worlds, I know the team worked really, really hard to tell incredible stories in them. And so on behalf of the writers, I would thank you all. But while we're here, I'd also like to give a shout out to the cast who did an amazing job, some of whom are here tonight. So thank you guys. Thank you very much.
Guys, keep it going for the cast of Red Dead. That's very exciting. These are like the only people I want to meet. This is so cool. Super exciting. Up next, we have the A-Train Award for the Best Mobile Game. And here to present is a very talented comedian. She's a writer for The Daily Show with Trevor Noah. She was recently featured in Glamour magazine's comedy issue. And you can buy or stream her album titled The Important Thing Is I'm Pretty on Pandora or Apple Music. Please welcome the hilarious Kat Radley.
Hello. I'm so excited to be here to present the award for Best Mobile Game. The mobile game I spent the most time playing this year is Whose Dick Pic Is That? Spoiler alert, it's always my alcoholic ex-boyfriends. And the only way to beat the final level is to change your phone number. Mobile games, though, they're a great way. I feel like you guys, that hit a little too close to home for some of you. Mobile games are great for passing the time on the train or for raising your kids for you. It's like, sorry, Timmy, Pokemon Go is your mother now. And my new son is Jack Daniels, so get used to it. I do have to be honest, though, I don't play a lot of mobile games, mostly because I have to save all my cell phone data for my crippling porn addiction. So, but I'm sure as soon as my mom kicks me off the family plan, I'm going to have plenty of time to play more of these incredible games that are nominated tonight. So your nominees for the A-Train Award for Best Mobile Game are... If I knew how to use computers, I would have just put dick pics on here, but... So we have Alto's Odyssey, Death Road to Canada, which is weird because even if you win that game, you're still in Canada. Florence. Part-Time UFO. Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition. Homo Machina, which sounds like something Mike Pence would use for gay conversion therapy. And DX2 Shin Megami Tensei Liberation. And the winner is Florence.
Hi. On behalf of everyone here at Mountains, I'm so honored to accept this award. We wish that we could be there with you tonight to help celebrate this incredible year of games. Florence was our attempt at pushing at the boundaries of what video games can do, and in particular, take advantage of the unique strengths and storytelling opportunities of mobile. We hope that Florence can help pave the way for further mobile experimentation and for other creators to tell their own stories. We'd like to thank our amazing publisher, Annapurna Interactive, for all of their support, our brilliant composer, Kevin Penkin, and all of our collaborators who helped make this a truly special game. We'd like to thank the New York Video Game Critics Circle for putting on this amazing award tonight and for supporting their local community. Thank you so much for this award, and have a great evening.
One more time for Florence and for Kat Radley. Kat spends a lot of time in HR at The Daily Show. So, it's time for another trailer, which is very exciting. And here to introduce the trailer for Weedcraft Inc., please welcome Scott Alexander.
The floor is yours, my friend. Take it, please.
How's it going? Oh, that's the wrong end of the mic. How's it going? There's been a lot of entertainment out in the world over the years that deals with marijuana, the devil's weed. Marijuana's funny because people act funny when they're on marijuana sometimes, or they think things are funny when they're on marijuana. There's a lot to laugh at marijuana, but the last few years, marijuana has become a very serious business. We're in the middle of kind of this combination of the end of Prohibition and the gold rush, and we have what's about to be $1 trillion industry that's going to come online in the space of about 10 years, which just does not happen. You've got very weird situations where you've got a substance that's illegal at the federal level, that's legal now at the state levels. It was just legalized in California, which is 1/6 of the population of the U.S. on its own. That's outside of Washington, Oregon, Colorado, all that stuff. You got people in federal prison in Colorado, where weed is legal, for weed charges because on the federal level, it's still illegal. So it's a very odd thing. If you're standing on the corner of the four corners, New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, and Colorado, and you have weed in your backpack, you are perfectly fine. The little part of you that's in Colorado is totally fine. The part of you that's in Arizona can go to jail for 2 years. So you look at this and you say, this is just a giant mess. And there's nothing that tycoon game players like more than a total mess. So we thought, let's take this seriously and really try to do the subject matter justice with a really good, deep tycoon game. And that's Weedcraft Inc.
Our neighbors to the north legalizing recreational marijuana. Canada now the largest nation in the world to do that. Happy legalization, everybody. Black rebel in your area.
That was pretty great. That looks dank. Am I using that right? Does that look dank?
It is indeed dank.
All right. All right. The art is quite beautiful, and I think the gameplay, like you said, is like a tycoon game, like Roller Coaster Tycoon. So, how did you balance keeping it serious, like making a game that people will be engaged with, and then making it fun because it's a game about weed?
Cancer.
Oh yeah. Sure.
There's a lot of really serious issues. The game is told. It's sort of an anthology style of game where we were telling these little vignette stories that are kind of separate little bookended stories. The opening story is about two brothers whose father has died of cancer, but before he died, one of them started growing weed to help him medicate. So we're able to have clients that are lighthearted, occasionally verging into caricature, but we're also dealing with these real world things where this is a serious medicine for serious medical conditions. It's also you're dealing with gangsters, you're dealing with Wall Street people, you're dealing with politicians, you're dealing with cops, you're dealing with stoners, you're dealing with, burnouts who might want to work for you or super motivated people who might want to work for you. So it really hits across this giant spectrum of the society.
And how worried are you that Spider-Man is going to swing down and try to beat the shit out of you?
It is a concern.
For
It is a
dealing a little bit
concern.
of weed.
I tried to steal one of those suits, but
There you go. And April, it's coming out. Is there a particular date that you want to mention in April?
It's just April.
Just April?
Just the fourth month.
The fourth month?
in April.
Is there particular, maybe, I don't know.
We're just
like
saying April.
April? All right.
Yeah.
I'll check.
But I think everyone here has a demo code. We're in a public beta, or a private, not a public beta, private beta, for which I think you have a postcard.
That's how they get you hooked.
There's
They
beta
give you a little
codes,
bit. And then you're in.
Right.
That's it.
So,
That's
so we're looking
classic
for
move.
feedback. If you got feedback, get in touch
Yeah.
with Harold. He can get in touch with me.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Give
Thanks,
it up for
guys.
Scott Alexander. Can't wait to play that. Thank you. Okay. A quick little bit about the organizers of this show. I know a lot of you know Harold, but the New York Video Game Critics Circle is a nonprofit that mentors students. They offer college scholarships. They have paid internships. They do community outreach. They help students get jobs in games and journalism. They mentor older adults in technology. They hold workshops at the New York Public Library. So consider making a donation to them. Log on. You can follow them on Twitter. You can follow them on Instagram, I think. And yeah, so make a donation. They're a really great organization. And now, please welcome the man behind all of this, the man who signs my GameStop credit thing, the founder of the New York Video Game Critics Circle, Harold Goldberg.
What an awesome show tonight, right? I think it's our best one yet. And thanks to Devin Delaquante, man, and he's brought the whole Daily Show with him tonight, so it's pretty awesome. So yeah, and searing humor as well. So that's good stuff. I am seared up here. So welcome to the 8th annual New York Game Awards, and welcome to you guys on and women on Twitch. I know you're wondering, who is that tiny hairless creature up there? Looks like Lev Grossman, but smaller. So I started the New York Game Awards and New York Video Game Critics Circle 8 years ago, as we say, and we're 40 critics strong now. So it's really cool to me. And I also write sometimes. I write for the Washington Post and the New York Times occasionally, and New York Magazine. And for the few critics who want me out of journalism, I'm here to write. We're here to help, and I'm not going anywhere. So welcome from all of us. This is about entertainment, about video games as fun, and about video games as popular art and touching narrative as well. Soon we'll honor the great Jade Raymond with our Andrew Yoon Legend Award, and we'll have an amazing time. But as Devin said, this is about giving back. That's our theme this year, giving back. It's simple. It's on the glow in the dark wristbands you guys have, giving back. The New York Video Game Critics Circle is a nonprofit group that gives back. We give back to schools in the Bronx with mentoring and paid internships and panels and scholarships, friendship. Sean from Sony called in to mentor last year, so Sean did a great job. And Reggie from Nintendo came by to mentor and play games with the students. That took 2 years to put together, but it was great to have Reggie in New York. We also mentor older adults with VR, and the gentleman in the photo is in his 80s, and he actually used to be this world traveler, and he says VR helps him to remember travel. So it was really touching to work with him. And as Devin said, we do work with the public libraries, community events. We believe what Horace Mann said, doing nothing for others is the undoing of ourselves, and we believe what MLK said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And we believe what Malala said, pens and books are the weapons that defeat terrorism. And we believe what Gandhi said, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. And we believe what AOC says, let us never, ever give up. I also want to thank the excellent Helen Pfeffer, who listens to the horrors and wonders of producing this show for months and months. And probably will hear for yet another month after the night is done. And thanks, a lot of thanks to John Azalona, our master designer. George Jimenez and Victor Calagianis, you don't see them, but they're our fast-thinking directors. Cherie Smith and Mike Andronico, our showrunners. Annie Nguyen, our project manager, fundraiser, and bartender. Amber McCollum Stafford, our public relations pro. Jeffrey Mizrahi and Shane Ferguson, our contributing writers. Nick Capozzoli and our journalism award team. The DreamYard Prep School. Jen, Alyssa, and Karen. Chase, Ted Houghton, our board CEO. Catherine and Jeffrey Soros. Our donors, HyperX, Alienware, Ubisoft, Samsung, Sony, Devolver, MSK, FitXR, Greenlit Content, and Avalanche Studios. Thank you guys for your donations. Thank you so much. Jess Parker and everyone here at SVA Theater. This is an awesome, awesome theater, and we hope to be back. And all our caring critics and writers. And we want to shout out to Zante Barker. Zante is our newest intern from the DreamYard Prep School in the Bronx. Zante, where are you? Stand up. And Zante won our journalism criticism contest, which is actually a rigorous one. So congratulations, Zante. So, and stick around for the after party, folks. And thank you, Brooklyn Brewery, for the awesome beer donation. Thank you, guys. Thanks.
Keep it going for Harold, the reason for the season. Now, it wasn't all great this year. It was a difficult year because so many important lives were lost in 2018, and so many of them were lost by me in video games that I played. So I just wanted to take a moment while we're all here to honor some of the lives last year that I lost. They're gone, but they're not forgotten. All right, it's time to hand out some more awards. Up next, we have the award for Best Games Journalism, the Knickerbocker Award. And to present, please welcome the senior editor at Politico, Chris Suellentrop. The inestimable Chris Suellentrop.
I'm old enough to remember when video game journalism was nothing but articles wondering why there wasn't a Roger Ebert of video games. That's not true. There were also articles wondering why there was not a Lester Bangs of video games. Maybe there were articles about why there wasn't a Joan Didion or a Bob Woodward or an Ida B. Wells, but we don't have those articles anymore because we have these people. The nominees for Best Game Journalism. Oh, and I apologize in advance if I mispronounce your name. As someone who has a easily mispronounced name, sorry. Anshuman Idemcity for his article in The Outline, How Video Games Demonize Fat People. Jeremy Young for his story in Polygon, King of Kong's Billy Mitchell's High Scores Wiped Out Twin Galaxies. Megan Farokmanesh for her story in The Verge, Toxic Management Costs an Award-Winning Game Studio its Best Developers. Kirk Hamilton for his story in Kotaku, Real Guns, Virtual Guns, and Me. Giri Nathan for his story in Kotaku, The NBA Really Wants You to Watch People Play a Basketball Video Game. Ed Smith for his story in Bullet Points Monthly, Far Cry 5's Hyper Video Gamification. William Odero, Maria Kalish, Matilda Goanek, and Dan Israel reporting jointly for their story in Mediapart, and then it's in French. It's about Quantic Dream. Cecilia D'Anastasio for her story in Kotaku, Inside the Culture of Sexism at Riot Games. And Jennifer Valentino DeVries, Natasha Singer, Aaron Krolick, and Michael H. Keller reporting jointly for their story in the New York Times, How Game Apps That Captivate Kids Have Been Collecting Their Data. And the winner is Cecilia D'Anastasio for her story in Kotaku, Inside the Culture of Sexism at Riot Games.
I'm a little sick, so I wrote a speech. Don't begrudge me this. Thank you so much. I'm very grateful for this. Reporting this article was really hard. It absolutely was. In the end, of course, it was worth it. Riot did a lot of soul searching. It cleansed its ranks. It rewrote its hiring philosophy. It promoted some women, and that was spectacular to see. It was great. Thank you. It was hard though, and it was hard because of game development culture in part. There's a lot of fear around speaking up for yourself when you're in a bad situation. There's a big stigma around talking to journalists like me. The games community can be very, you're either with us or you're against us, and from what I've been told, putting pressure on your company when you and your colleagues are struggling can feel like putting a big Post-it note on your face that says rabble-rouser, and that's scary for people. This article happened because of the bravery of dozens of current and former Riot employees. I'm so grateful to them. Thank you to all of them. I also want to thank my editor, Jason Schreier, and my partner, Todd Anderson. Thank you, guys.
Guys, keep it going. Congratulations. Okay, we have another trailer for you, but this time it is for a movie. And it comes to us from director Paul Doherty. It's a documentary about independent game designer Jeff Minter and his relationship with the Atari game Tempest. And some of you actually may recognize Jeff Minter. He was actually in the most recent episode of Black Mirror Bandersnatch. So please enjoy this very trippy trailer for the upcoming documentary, Heart of Neon.
I can't think of Jeff Minter without the word legend in my head.
Video games are pretty much all I've ever done. To me, playing a game is not just about getting to the end and beating the final boss. The journey should be the valuable part, not the conclusion.
There aren't enough people like Jeff. He is in his things. What he makes is him.
Grid Runner.
And Cyprical. That was one of the ones I really enjoyed.
Malone. Revenge of the Mutant Camels. Eurydice Alpha.
You forgot he did Sheep in Space.
Larmatron. Tempest 2000. Tempest 3000.
Blue Space Giraffe.
Grid Runner Revolutions. 5 a day.
TXK.
Oblivious.
Tempest 4K.
I would have to say entering Jeff's world from my background was really a big cultural shock in a way. This is stuff from another planet. I've never seen anything like that, not even remotely close.
I want to make an experience which is just makes you feel really nice when you're engaged in it. Just makes you feel good. It's all about feeling. It's all about the feeling.
Yes! 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 Yes!
That was cool. The only documentary that syncs up with Dark Side of the Moon. Okay, we have the award for VR game up next. And my wife actually loves playing video games, and it made pregnancy very tough for her because pregnancy is a lot of nausea and fatigue and lying down and feeling uncomfortable. So I guess pregnancy is exactly like playing VR. So, and next up, to present the award, we have a very talented comedian. He's got a web series called Genies. He's a writer for The Daily Show. He's been on The Tonight Show, Conan, Comedy Central. You can watch him right now on the comedy lineup on Netflix. Please welcome the hilarious Josh Johnson.
Thanks. How you guys doing? Everybody good? Okay. When Devin asked me to do this, he said that it would definitely be the biggest thing I've ever done. Probably the biggest thing I ever will do. And not to mess it up. How am I doing? Good to know. The nominees for Coney Island Dreamland Award for Best Virtual Reality Game are Moss, Fire Escape, which from a VR perspective sounds terrifying, Astrobot Rescue, Mission. Should have read the whole card. Really Steve Harveying it up here. Just pray we don't have a Moonlight situation. Tetris Effect. Beat Saber. And Firewall 0 Hour. And the winner is, could we get everyone to do a little slap of the knee for a drum roll, please? You can do it harder than that. I can see all of you. Some of you aren't doing it. Come on. Tetris Effect.
Hi, everyone. I'm kind of new at this, so I wrote something just to make sure I don't miss anyone. But on behalf of Mizuguchi-san, Mark and Mika and Kyoko at Enhance, and yeah, we're so honored to accept this award. Wanted to give a special thanks to our devs, Sawako-san, Togo-san at Monstars, and also the game director, Ishihara-san, Muto-san for doing the amazing sound of the game. And last, to everyone at the Tetris Company and Sony for all the support and letting us bring you on this psychedelic emotional journey of Tetris Effect. And also, yeah, thanks to the New York Critics Awards, or critics, for this. Thanks.
Congratulations. And it's time for yet another trailer premiere of a game. It comes from the studio Inkle, who made the award-winning game 80 Days. And this is the trailer for Heaven's Vault.
History is a science. It's the reconstruction of the past. I'm an archaeologist. I dig stuff up. Every ancient inscription I decipher is a piece of the puzzle. Every moon I sail to reveals a new path to explore. And every new discovery can change the story entirely. History belongs to everyone. It's how we know who we are. But will the story I put together be the truth?
Oh, it's beautiful. All right, next we have the award for Best Acting. And I learned this year, this is true, Rockstar Games is the biggest employer of actors in New York City. That's true? That's amazing. Like, yeah. It's pretty amazing that New York City actors have literally gone from Law & Order to Grand Theft Auto. So here to present the Great White Way Award for Best Acting, please welcome Emmy Award-winning writer and author, creator of the comedy Liberty Crossing from The Daily Show, Daniel Radosh.
Another Daily Show writer. 200 late night shows and you are stuck with us. I'm here to present Congressman Steve King's favorite category, the Great White Way Award. This is the award for Best Acting, and I feel like acting in video games doesn't get the respect it deserves sometimes because we never get to see the outtakes, right? Like in movies, you know, when they show you the outtakes, you realize how many times they have to shoot it to get it right. But in games, like for instance, one of the nominees tonight is Christopher Judge, who plays Kratos in God of War. And we never see the outtakes where he's like, girl, no, I'm sorry, the line is boy. I'm sorry, girl, no, boy, cut. Another nominee in this category is Laura Bailey, who plays MJ in Spider-Man. And I'm glad that she was recognized because this is the toughest role in this game, right? Because she is the ordinary person, right? She's the one who has to make us believe in this crazy world where she can have a boyfriend who is a superhero and a stable job in print journalism. But I'm mostly excited to see Roger Clark nominated for playing Arthur Morgan in Red Dead Redemption 2. Fabulous game. And what I love about that character and that performance is how nothing phases him. You know, he's always got that like stoic cowboy reaction to everything. And where I really notice it is when he goes to the crafting guy, because Arthur will go up to him with a deer pelt and he'll ask for like a new tonic satchel, and the guy will say, you need an elk pelt for that. Now, if it were me, I'd be like, are you fucking with me right now? Like, you can make a satchel with an elk pelt, but not a deer pelt. Like, satchels are ungulate specific for some reason. And we'll be like, well, you can make an ingredients satchel with a deer, but not a tonic satchel. Okay. Make the ingredient satchel, and I'll put my tonics in that. No, that's against the rules. Fucking excuse me? Am I an outlaw or not? Like, I can jump onto a moving stagecoach, shoot the driver in the head, throw him in a ditch, but I can't put tonics in like mixing and matching satchels. That's where I draw the line. Like, I am an outlaw, but I'm trying to get that morality meter up to. Anyway, this is why I should not be a video game actor, but let's look at the people who should be. The nominees for the Best Acting in a Game are Sunny Suljic as Atreus in God of War, Laura Bailey as MJ Watson in Spider-Man, Christopher Judge as Kratos in God of War, Roger Clark as Arthur Morgan in Red Dead Redemption 2, and Callie Elizabeth Moore as Abigail Roberts in Red Dead Redemption 2. And the award goes to Christopher Judge, God of War.
Hi, I'm Christopher Judge, and I'd like to thank you for voting me Best Actor. I'm so sorry that I couldn't be there. I would like to thank the New York Video Game Critics Circle for this great honor. I know what great work you do for the young community in the area, and it's just so great that you do that. I'd like to thank my family at Sony Santa Monica for making this all possible, the writers, the great Corey Barlog, the incredible cast. I would like to thank my kids who kind of made this whole performance possible. Did I say my beautiful wife? But yeah, thank you. Your acceptance of this new Kratos means the world. With all the changes that he's gone through and his desire to change, and Lord knows what's going on in the world today. We could all use a little change. But thank you once again, and New York Critics Circle, keep up the good work. And to all the young people out there, don't be afraid to dream. Don't be afraid to follow your dreams. And most of all, be better.
That was great. He thanked his kids. He didn't say boy. I wanted to hear him say it. Oh, all right. Thank you. I should have read his Wikipedia before. We have a few minutes to chat right now because we're setting up for a musical performance. So, hi guys. What was everyone's favorite game of the year? Red Dead? Got a lot of Red Dead? Red Dead. The actors from Red Dead say Red Dead. I believe it. I feel like Fortnite. I feel like the hard part about being an actor in a video game is to see your parts. You have to spend like 80 hours searching for yourself in the game to see what lines got in. Did you guys play it? All of it? Nice. No? Yes? No? A little bit? That's tough. Nice. All the way to the conclusion? Nice. All right, what other favorite games? Anybody? Spider-Man? Spider-Man, great, yeah. Who said Fortnite? Where, right there? How's your Fortnite dancing? You are being... All right, he's dropping SAT words on me, that's fine. He does not play Fortnite if he's dropping facetious on me. That's fine. What other games? What was that? Super Smash Bros. Who's your go-to? Who? Oh, Marth? What is Marth? From what? Oh, Fire Emblem, okay. Ridley? Ridley's like the dragon thing, right? Inkling? We're just shouting Smash Brothers characters. We'll be here all night if we shout Smash Brothers characters. It's Pac-Man. Yes, he's a Smash Brothers character. Like Lara Croft. Sure. Who? Goku. Goku. Okay, who else? What are Joker? I think he's DC. You can't have DC universe in there. Marvel versus Capcom versus Smash Brothers, all that. What? Oh, from Persona 5? All right, that's good. What else is going on? Yeah, I played a lot of Zelda last year. My problem is I spend time working on this, so I don't have any time to play video games. So I always play the game of the year after the Game Awards. So I get to go home and play Red Dead after this, and I'm very much looking forward to it. Will there be a triple rainbow? I don't know. Could be hidden somewhere in the world. How you doing? You ready? You're good? All right, wonderful. I will read your intro. It's time for a very special musical performance. You may recognize this artist from Stay Human, which is the house band of the Late Show, with Stephen Colbert. Please welcome Maddie Rice.
Thank you for having me. Got no guitar sound yet. Anything? He's coming. Something is being done about it. It's okay. I have a confession to make. I'm not a gamer at all. But after watching this, I feel like I've been missing out. So. Yeah, Ryan. There it is. Thanks, Ryan. This is one of the campfire songs from Red Dead Redemption 2. But it's also a real old folk song that I've known since I was really little, so I'm glad to get to play it here for you today. Jack of diamonds, I know you of old. You've robbed my poor pockets of silver and gold. And whiskey you fill in, you've beat me to hell. You've kicked me, you've cut me, but I love you still. I eat when I'm hungry and I drink when I'm dry. If a tree don't fall on me, I'll live till I die. Rye whiskey, rye whiskey, rye whiskey, I cry. If I don't get rye whiskey, then I surely will die. If the ocean was whiskey and I was a duck, I'd sink to the bottom and never come up. But the ocean ain't whiskey and I ain't no duck, so I'll play Jack of diamonds and trust to my luck. Rye whiskey, rye whiskey, rye whiskey, I cry. If I don't get rye whiskey, then I surely will die. whiskey, rye whiskey, rye whiskey, I cry. It's a shame, but rye whiskey is the love of my life. Thank you. I'm gonna do a little bit of tuning before I play one of my own songs, which Harold was kind enough to let me play. It's not in a video game yet. Forgot what key it's in. Okay, here we go. Half moon presided at the covenant we made. A blue heron traced her wing across our course. The arc of a rainbow, the curve of the earth, the bows in my back and my belly when I gave birth. Half moon, it's been so long, but he left too soon. Fair wind filled our sails at morning light and rustled in the rigging where we lay. At night on the deck, a blanket of stars rolling up and down along those waves of ours. Fair wind, does every journey have to end? Go ships sailing, my love is unending as open ocean. On and on and on, I found dry ground. Wherever his wind blows, my ghost ships blow with him. Red sand received me when I washed in on the waves. So I rose out of the ocean and he drifted away. The tide went out and it came back again to fill the faint impressions of my footprints in the red sand. I still know how to walk on land. Ships sailing, my love is unending as open ocean. On and on and on, I found dry ground. Wherever his wind blows, my ghost ships blow with him. Thank you. It was called Ghost Ships. Got one more song for you. It's from Fallout 76, the soundtrack, which I'm told is the best thing about that game. But I don't know that from experience. Wouldn't it be nice if we were older? Then we wouldn't have to wait so long. And wouldn't it be nice to live together in the kind of world where we belong? together. Wouldn't it be nice if we could wake up in the morning when the day is new, and after having spent the day together, hold each other close the whole night through. Happy days together we've been spending. I wish that every kiss was never ending. Wouldn't it be nice? Maybe if we think and wish and hope and pray, it might come true. Maybe then there wouldn't be a single thing we couldn't do. We could get married, and then we'd be happy. We could get married, and then we'd be happy. Wouldn't it be nice? No, it seems the more we talk about it, it only makes it worse to live without it. But let's talk about it. Wouldn't it be nice? Thanks very much.
Guys, keep it going for Maddie Rice. Super great. That was beautiful. If you want to start playing games, Guitar Hero.
I'm told it's not quite the same.
Oh.
I don't know if there's a crossover. In
It's a
these
little
two.
easier. Just like green, blue, red. Wouldn't it be nice? Yeah. All right. So we have another award coming up right now, and it's the Tin Pan Alley Award for Best Music. So please welcome, both from the AV Club, Derek Sanskrit and Matt Girardi.
So, a great poet once said, "Music makes the people come together."
Is that Madonna?
Music mixed the bourgeoisie and the rebel.
Okay, that's definitely Madonna.
Nothing could measure the kind of strength inside our hearts. It's all connected.
And that's Tetris Effect.
Was Tetris Effect a poem?
You know, that's actually a really good question. And I don't know, but it does have some great music, as do all the nominees for Best Music in a Game.
And the nominees are Yakuza 6, The Song of Life,
Octopath Traveler,
Red Dead Redemption 2,
Tetris Effect,
Fallout 76,
Churchill,
and Far Cry 5. Don't boo Churchill, the game rules.
The soundtrack is great. And the winner is
Tetris Effect.
Hey guys, I'm up here again. You get to watch the most nervous person accept another award. But this is on behalf of course, Enhance, but Hydelic, who made the amazing soundtrack, and Yours Forever, that song, Hydelic and Kate Brady, which really, started the hype for the game. And yeah, I just want to say thanks again to everybody for paying $40 for Tetris. And thanks.
I will be paying $40 for Tetris after this. And now it's time for one of my favorite moments of the year, the Legend Award. Splinter Cell, Watch Dogs, The Sims Online, Assassin's Creed. Any one of those games would be enough to make someone's career, and Jade Raymond worked on all of them. And among her many accomplishments, she helped create the Assassin's Creed franchise. I thought a lot about that game and those games when I was playing Spider-Man this year, because so much of what I loved about that game reminded me of Assassin's Creed. The unlocking of the different towers to open the map, the way you move along rooftops, the stealth, and the joy and freedom of movement. And I just kept thinking back to the Assassin's Creed games, and you guys didn't have New York of today to work with in those games either. You were modeling Jerusalem and Damascus during the Crusades, so it makes it all the more incredible as an achievement in those games. And if you've played those games, you know that she's not only a gaming icon, but she deserves a Lifetime Achievement Award for teaching millions of kids about history. Assassin's Creed Odyssey now is literally set in the Peloponnesian War. I feel like the next one's going to be like the sinking of the Lusitania, getting to smaller and smaller bits of history. Because of Jade, every year, a bunch of high school kids get 5s on their AP World History exam, which is another achievement unto itself. So this year's Andrew Yoon Memorial Legend Award goes to a gaming icon and America's most effective social studies teacher, Jade Raymond.
So I've known Jade Raymond since the early days of Sony Online Entertainment, where Jade was this awesome programmer and things being done at even out of the New York studio include Casual Games, EverQuest, Star Wars Galaxies, and the team there was super smart, but you could tell Jade had something. And I would watch as the years went by with amazement and appreciation as she helped to co-create Assassin's Creed, and then she'd come to New York and say, oh yeah, here's this thing now, and then a Tom Clancy game, oh here's this thing, or Watch Dogs, yeah, I worked on that a little.
Let's talk about her accomplishments. The Sims, still to this day, wildly addictive, wildly popular, so much so that people are making mods and just building on the works that she helped to develop. And then you have Assassin's Creed.
The fact that the game was built on a very unfamiliar universe to gamers. It wasn't on a spaceship, it wasn't in a dungeon, it wasn't a modern army story, really struck me as something that was a courageous choice for the game producers overall, and a bit of a risk. Would people accept this? And of course they did. The game series has gone on to reinvent itself with almost every iteration, and that all starts with that original game that took so many chances. And I always found that fascinating, and I think that sense of building worlds for people goes through a lot of the games Jade has worked on.
I think a lot of conversation will be about Jade Raymond and how awesome it is to have a woman develop such innovative games. But I want to move beyond the whole woman thing. Something that's really interesting about Jade, and I don't know her personally, but I've read a lot of interviews with her, is that she really enjoys disruption. Disruptions, doing new things, exploring new boundaries in her projects. Some are more successful than others. That's great. She's willing to take risks. I think one time she said in an article, she talked a lot about, people come up and talk about, oh, the game industry is being disrupted, it's changing. And she's like, you know what? The game industry is all about disruption, and that just really ring true to me. If you think about technology, it's always advancing, and gaming is right there along with it. And I just really appreciate someone who understands that and embraces that. So that's something I really find impressive about Jade Raymond.
The creativity that you bring to your workplaces, the various workplaces that you've been to create games that have really resonated within us, gamers alike. Like, you've really shown to us that, like, gender doesn't really matter when it comes to creating a great game. Thank you, Jade Raymond, and congratulations for your award. All the hard work that you continue to produce and creativity you share to the world all means something, and it especially means something to me as a big inspiration. Thank you.
So congratulations, Jade, on all your work over almost 2 decades. We hope you enjoy this award and keep on rocking in the game industry.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you, everyone here, and thank you, New York video game critics and Harold. I'm really touched. I've spent my life playing games and making games. Growing up, that's what me and my 2 sisters did. It was, you know, us in the house with 2 female cats and a female dog and a female guinea pig. And my mom didn't really want us to watch TV, but she didn't mind us playing video games. Maybe it gives a single mom a break, but I think it's really because she knew that, you know, that stereotype that girls aren't competitive is wrong, and we actually needed to get that competitiveness out of us. And so I grew up playing games and, you know, making robots and doing a bunch of nerdy things, but it didn't dawn on me that video games could be a career until I was 14. And I still remember I was sitting on my uncle's floor with donut-shaped like calluses on my thumbs, and I was like determined to beat him at Tekken. And it dawned on me that someone gets to make video games. And I thought to myself, why not me? Why not me? And here I am 30 years later. Getting a Legend Award, and it's really quite surreal, and I'm humbled, and thank you. And I don't feel like a legend when I see those things, like all those great videos up on the screen. Games really are the work of a team, and I think the teams I have had the good fortune to work with are legends. And so I want to thank the great teams. You know, thanks for letting me be your leader and working with you and getting to make all these amazing things together. This year, and actually the last couple of years, have been really great years for women in entertainment. And I'm happy that this year there's a light being shone on the great women in the industry. Amy Hennig, who I've had a chance to work with, who's fantastic, is getting a Lifetime Achievement Award, and so is Bonnie Ross. And for all 3 of us and for all 3 of these awards, it's the first time ever that women will be getting these awards. And that's great. And you know, I get a lot of questions whenever I'm in an interview, actually, like, how does it feel to be a woman in the game industry, and aren't you a unicorn? And actually, there are tons of great, talented women in the game industry. They just tend to be working in the background, and I'm happy that this year we're shining a light on some of that great talent. And in the spirit of that, obviously, I've worked with a lot of great people, men and women, but I wanted to call out some of the great women I've had the good fortune to work with. So I want to thank Mélanie Tremblay, Jenna Chalmers, Heather Steele, Nathalie Dubois, Chris Trottier, Geneviève Dufour, Elspeth Torrey, Rima Breck, Connie Booth, Paula Joyeux, Kim Swift, Yara, Stephanie, Mei Ling, Anne, Sarah, Suzanne, Melissa, Christine, Karen, Joanie, Brianna, Gordana, Monica, Gwen, Trisha, Bettina, Lauren, Laura, Jessica, Brittany, Marisol, Rachel, Wafa, and Yi Ching, and so many other kick-ass women who have been there in the background making the games you love for 15 years or more. This one's for you guys. And, you know, making games is tough. It definitely often feels like, you know, you're trying to dive off this tall building into a tiny little haystack at the bottom. But my career has definitely shown me that the temptation to quit is often greatest right before you're about to achieve success. So to all of you guys out there thinking of getting a career in the game industry, or you guys who are already in the game industry and you're waiting for your big break, what I'd like to say to you is, you know, hopefully you see the women and the awards going out there and the people I've named and think, why not me? So please take a leap of faith and stick with it, because the video game industry needs you. Thank you.
One more time for Jade Raymond. Congratulations. And we have now come to the end of the evening. Like a match in Fortnite, our time together is getting smaller and smaller, and there can only be one winner. So as is tradition, we are going to bring up all of the Critics Circle to present Game of the Year. Much like Smash Brothers, all of them will be up here. There will only be one on the stage.
So yeah, we're at the end of the show, and the nominees for Big Apple Award for the Best Game of the Year are Monster Hunter World, God of War, Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom, Celeste, Marvel's Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So as is tradition, the two newest members of the circle, Libby Ackerman and Imad Khan, will read the winner. So here we go, guys.
All right, and the winner is...
Let's see. Okay.
God of War.
Thank you, everybody. Wow, okay, so every game up there was absolutely freaking amazing. So if you have not played anything up there, I would absolutely recommend playing all of those games. They are absolutely amazing. Look, I realize I am very, very lucky to be doing what I do. I get to create things for a living. I'm lucky that I get to go into Santa Monica Studios and work with some of the best developers that I've ever worked with, whose talent and passion is really the reason that this game even got finished. I'm lucky for Yumi Yang, pretty much the smart half of me, my producer who put up with me for 5 years of my anxieties and neuroses and paranoia that everyone was out to get me. And everyone was out to get me. I'm thankful for Shannon Studstill, who got everybody in the right place at the right time and created an environment where we could find our better selves and create something. I'm thankful for Sean Layden, Shuhei Yoshida, Scott Rhodey, Jen Clark, and every single person at Sony who, for some obscene reason, actually believed me when I said, I kind of have a cool idea, but it's a little crazy. And they had no earthly reason to follow us into this path, but they did. They believed in us the entire time, even when I had no clue what I was doing, which was about 85 to 90% of the time. And finally, really, the fans and the critical community, the media, you guys, look, we're sort of all bound by this shared love of games and this belief that this art form offers more each year with all these creators around the world who are absolutely crushing it and operating at their highest selves and creating stuff that is just blowing us away. So at the end of the day, I think we're all lucky because games in 2018 were amazing and games in 2019 are going to be, well, let's just say I'm not going to get a lot of work done this year. So thank you, everybody.
And that's our show. That's officially our show. Stick around for drinks, and DJ Resner will be playing. The after party will be happening here. It starts right now. Thank you all so much. Good night, gamers. See you next year.